Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Okay, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.
Good morning and welcome. I know it's early. It's Sunday morning. And you are now in a room with me, Bob Pace. And we're going to fight CPS and stop taking away our children. I'm glad that you all showed up in this room. It's a hard thing to be going through CPS, especially this time of year, being Christmas. But a warm welcome goes out to you. You're at the right place. I will help you with your CPS case. Now, I'm not an attorney, but I'm a loving father and a husband. I have 42 years of marriage experience, and I have 6 children of raising them. I have 3 older children and 3 younger children. I, too, unfortunately, was caught up in CPS. Now, what I call CPS, I call it the Child Protection System. But every county and every state will have a different name. Where's Department of Children and Family Services? Where's Department of Children's Services, DCS, or Child Protection Services, or in Kentucky, the Cabinet. I just call it, to make it simplified, the Child Protection System, CPS. I call it here in the United States, also call it worldwide. This is an international podcast. I have over 18 countries listening in that have either called in or texted in about their problems with CPS. So I welcome warmly anybody that has a CPS issue. Please call in or text in or be my guest on the podcast. I love to help you all. Now, I have from Bangladesh to India, several countries in the Middle East, 5 countries in Africa, and 7 countries in Europe. Then across the pond, I got North America, and I got 2 countries there. And then South America, I have 2 countries. Then across the Pacific, I have Australia and New Zealand. So that tells you the worldwide interest in CPS. No matter where you are or what you're going through, you're going to find difficulties with CPS. Not all CPS is bad, but my experience was very bad. And the experience of over 700 people I've talked to have been really bad. Yes, that's right. I've been on this podcast for over a year, since October of 2023. I've been here regularly every time here to support you guys. to help you. I'm not an attorney, but I'm a loving father. And I certainly have the knowledge of CPS after 15 years of fighting with them. Now, my attorney, Vincent Davis, had been fighting them for 39 years. He, too, was a foster care child. He has 39 years of being a trial attorney. He knows how to fight CPS. He is schooled in juvenile family dependency law. That's the law that you're in. It's not criminal law. It's not immigration. It's dependency law involving juveniles and family. You need to know that. It's so important because my most important rule is you need to have a qualified attorney to help you out of your nightmare. Now, you found me on Facebook, Fight CPS with Bob Pace. I have 7 Facebook rooms and 1 YouTube room. They all channel y'all into the room I'm podcasting in. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm using the StreamYard application for my podcast. Now, I'm on twice a day, once at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, and another time at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There are exceptions. On Saturday and Sunday, I'm on at 8 o'clock. Saturday, Vincent Davis has a question answers podcast at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. I want to make sure that my podcast is over at 9 o'clock, so he has people from my podcast attend his podcast. Also on Sunday, I go to church, so I need to do my podcast early at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's not too bad. It's 11 a.m. on the East Coast, so it isn't as late on the East Coast. But I have 14 shows a week. That's 14 shows a week. Now, in this room that you're in, you can show emojis, thumbs up, smiley faces, love, etc. Also show me stars. Down below, you check the follow button and you can follow me. And then there is a notification so you know when I'm live and when I'm live. Now, another way you can interact in this podcast is I put on the screen, you can type me messages such as questions or comments about your CPS case. Please show me your first name and the city or the county your case was in and the state. Now, if you're from a country, I need the province in the country. If you have provinces or states or whatever, but I need that. Furthermore, I need you to be complete about your CPS case when you text in, because it's like a ping pong game. If I have to ask a question back and forth, it takes a lot of times. And you can sit there, definitely tell you about your case. Now, another way to be in the podcast is to be a guest on my podcast. That means you would have a cam window. I had a guest last night, Lauren from Florida. And she was on my podcast for an hour. I can have up to 9 guests. With me, that makes 10. I can handle 10 people on the screen. All you have to do is write into my show producer. Her name is Grace. And her email is grace@vincentwdavis.com. That's grace@vincentwdavis.com. Put the morning show or evening show you want. Put the Saturday, Sunday, whatever. All you do is pick one of the 7 days and the 2 times, and then she'll send you a link. With that link, you can get on to StreamYard and be broadcasting on YouTube. Also, she'll tell you how to interact with your with the podcast. Now, the fourth way that you can interact with the podcast is call me. There's my number, 626-698-0990. And that will directly call my phone, my office number. You can call that. I'm available during my show times, but before my show times, after my show times, I'm not available. So you got to make sure that you call in during those show times. Now we have someone that entered the room, I think. Yes, welcome, Amanda Shannon from St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning. It's still morning for you. I know that in there. And how are you today, this morning? And then also Crystal Sandoval, welcome. I get in contact with you as soon as possible. Sure you will, Crystal. I'm so glad that you contacted me. Crystal Sandoval has been on a long time on my show, but now my mind is drawing a blank where she's from. I think she's from Texas. I'm just guessing right now. But maybe, Crystal, you could share us with that. Okay, we're starting to have text messages come in. My phone is live. And we were talking about rule number 1, which is get an attorney. And you just heard from my attorney, Mr. Vincent Davis, talk about his podcast about the school and so forth. It'll repeat again at the end of my podcast. So if you didn't get the websites, you can be able to copy them down then. Also, you'll see room messages from one of my 8 rooms. They'll come in here, and they'll have links too. So, yay! I was right. Crystal is from Texas. So, Houston, Texas. Good girl. Thank you, Crystal. But I have so many of you, and I call you all my family because, families is really important, especially this time of year. I know some of you are not be able to see your children at Christmas, or they're just recently taken or in the process of being taken. But I think one of the most important things is to acquire an attorney. And I know most of you can't afford one. It seems like the majority of CPS family cases are for low-income people because the rich or wealthy people have money right away and they can get an attorney and they get themselves out of the mess because it takes a highly skilled attorney. And I'm so afraid that so many of you are tempted to take the court-appointed attorney or a public defender. Those individuals are paid by CPS at minimum wages. On top of that, they're only trained in criminal law, not in dependency law. And they're not going to fight for you because their caseload is too busy. They may have 50 or more clients. That's a lot of people to handle. They don't have time to come to your home to visit or talk, or you go to their office or anything. And they're certainly not going to fight for your case because they want to get done with it so they can take care of their other clients. And I don't know if there's incentive by CPS to pay these court-appointed public defenders extra money if they close the case. It's so sad because there was an incentive passed by Bill Clinton in 1997, where it was called the Incentive Act for CPS. That's where they gave CPS agencies in each county money if they had the children adopted into foster care. That's their goal, is to put them into foster care, because once they're in foster care, they're guaranteed money until the child reaches 18. On top of that, it's $1 trillion business they've come up with. They have that federal incentive. They don't do family reunification. That's on the back burner. It's sad because that was done to put foster care, and so they get more money. Now, Amanda says the public defender, they really need Oscars. That's interesting. I really don't think too much of the public. There may be 1 or 2 public defenders who try to, but how can you fight a trillion-dollar business such as CPS with their attorneys. They go along with the flow, the court-appointed attorney or the public defender. So it's really, really, really sad. And I know how you feel about that, Amanda from St. Louis, Missouri. Then we have Crystal from Houston, Texas. I fired all 3 lawyers that weren't court appointed. Oh, yeah. Well, I've heard of one person who went through 9 court appointed attorneys. You finally got one that would work for them. I know it's the only thing you got is a court appointed attorney, but be forewarned, they won't fight for your case. You got to make them work. They have to work on their tail or they can quit and you can replace them. But they need to work. They need to be strong about that. And I believe, I had a court-appointed attorney. I got rid of her right away because it was bad. And I tried to do pro se where I'd try to fight the agency myself. I wrote numerous emails, had numerous meetings with the director of the child protection system in Orange County, California. It's through no avail. How can you deal with a man that sits in a 14-story office building? None of his workers are there, but he is, and he needs that much space. And on top of that, it looked like the Taj Mahal of India, or furthermore, the Emerald City of the Wizard of Oz. That is the director of the child protection system in Orange County, California. It's terrible. Back in 2015, they were getting over $20,000 per child per month. I had 3 children that were trafficking into foster care. And they were getting a total of $60,000 a month. $60,000 a month. And that is sad. That is really, really sad. Okay, we got some other people that are coming in. I need to catch up. We had Crystal. I'm standing on my own, fighting in my own until I have a good civil rights lawyer. You don't need a civil rights lawyer. You need a dependency lawyer, not civil rights. Dependency is very important. And then, hello, Leica from South Africa. I welcome you. I missed you the last couple days. And she also says, hello, family. I consider all of you a big family because you're all going through the same thing that I've been going through. Crystal says, from Houston, Texas, the judge ordered to give my daughters to my mom, and they don't want to. Well, you got to have an attorney that will fight that order. The judge is the one that makes the say so, and some of the judges are bad. Now, Leica from South Africa, I wanted to phone in again. Now, please give me the number again. Sure. Leica wants to talk about her CPS case in South Africa. The number's on the screen, Leica. The number's on the screen. It's 626-698-0990. Country code is 01. South Africa code is 27. So I know that you can reach me because we've talked twice before, Leica. And it's so great to have a loving mother call from South Africa to tell about a terrible story on CPS. And hopefully what she shares can help you all. hopefully it can help you all. Because I know how it is struggling to try to fight alone and not knowing what to do. I try to share what worked for me. And I wish I was a lawyer, but I don't have that experience. But I do have 15 years of talking to people, over 700 people that have been in CPS's care. Now, Crystal says the judge ordered to give my daughter to my mom and they don't want to. Well, it could be a temporary custody, but not a final thing there. Amanda, I wish I could play the audio that I recorded Friday from this lady from DFS CPS. I don't know if I can send it to you. You can play the audio if you call in or a guest on my podcast. If you sign up as a guest on my podcast with Grace at vincentwdavis.com, you can play your audio. If you call into my number, you can play the audio. Crystal from Houston said, the judge court ordered my mom to take my daughter because she was there during the procedure and they are refusing to give her to my mom after the judge court ordered them to do it. Wow. What you need to do is you need to show the paperwork from the judge to the Child Protection Services that says that. You need to have your attorney do that for you. Crystal says, what really is sad is that they're burying themselves even more with me because they had no right to come in with no warrant and wrongful removal of my child and accuse me of sex trafficking during a declared disaster. Wow, that's so terrible, Crystal. All right, like I'm standing by, I just am playing the messages up there. Crystal, you're really helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Crystal. I'm glad I'm glad that I am helpful. Again, like my number is there on the screen, 626-698-0990. We're waiting for a call from Leica from South Africa that's tried twice to tell her story. She's going to try again. So she has got her phone there. So we're waiting for the phone call. Okay, let's see here. Hey, good day to you.
Hello, Uncle Bob. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Leica.
Okay, hello everybody. Let me just get this few things out of the way on my phone screen. I was trying to put it now on this speaker so that I can hear, but it's fine. I'll just go on like this.
Right, this is fine. This is
Okay.
fine.
I'm going to start, Uncle Bob.
All right, thank you.
Okay, the unthinkable happened to me, to my child and me this year. The unthinkable. I never thought, I always knew the world was cruel, but I never knew it was this cruel, this corrupt, this unfaithful, this full of lies. I never knew that. So I had a boyfriend last year. I've been walking alone for 3 years, and last year I met somebody, and can you still hear me?
Yes, we hear you fine.
Okay, and then this guy was like carry my child and me on his hands. He was like bringing breakfast into the bed for us. He was like doing all the things, because my heart sometimes got a bit tired of the heart failure, but it's even better now after he's gone. He used to do everything for us. He treated us. He was so good with my child. So good. She even said at one time, Mama, may I start to call Oom Louis Papa? Or may I call Oom Louis Papa? And I was a bit blown away on that moment, because I didn't know what to say. And then I just explained to her, let's talk about it, my love. We'll talk about it. And then so time goes by, and I gave him 3 chances, and then he was drinking too much, and every time he got like an aggressive outburst. It was so bad that sorry, the third time I said, no more. It's over. It's over. This is not going to work. I'm not putting my child through this for the 4th time. He left. I sent him back to his mother. This time, when she realized he's now really gone, she said, I was in the garage, busy cleaning, and she said, Mama, I want to tell you something. And I said, yes, my love, tell Mama anything. She told me things that he did to her. Okay?
Okay.
It was like the world stopped on that moment. It was like, I always heard about this. You won't think it will happen to you.
Right,
The
right.
first thing I asked her was, where was Mama? And she said, Mama was sleeping. You know that after he was gone, I found pieces of my sleeping pills and my calm pills on the window leaves of the garage and of the sleeping bedroom. And one little falicky of my I found in one of his boxes.
Okay.
So he was giving me extra in, so I must sleep. So after, okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine. Like you're coming in beautiful.
Okay, and then, that first night, I went to a friend. She's actually very much older than me. She could have been my grandmother, but I go to her for when I'm in situations like this, because I was like shaking. And now I must keep myself together and give my child love to let her know that I'm not. And she's only 5 years old by that time. She's now 6. So that she don't feel rejected, but because she asked me, "Mommy, I in Afrikaans now, but I'm talking, I'm telling the story in English." So she said, "Mommy, are you mad with me?" I said, "No, I'm not mad with you. Come and sit here with me. You did nothing wrong." I had to explain to her, you did nothing wrong. So now I must use what the Lord gave me inside this head of mine to keep myself together for her sake. I wanted to, Uncle Bob, I was thinking, okay. Then I went to this lady and she calmed me down. She gave me a little pill that can calm me a bit down. And she also took Tessa and talked to her nicely in a nice way. Okay, that night, and then I went home, then I sleep. I couldn't sleep, obviously. The next morning, I went to the police station and I opened the case, which is the right thing to do. Do you agree with me, Nay?
Yes.
Okay? I said the exact words that my child told me is what I wrote in my statement.
Okay.
And my child was with me. She's incredibly intelligent. She's like above her own age when it comes to intelligence. She's really, really blessed with intelligence. She got that from a grandfather.
Okay.
My father, he was intelligent. So,
All right.
she was with me, so I put everything down there when we handled it very good. And then the police sent me to the crisis center. There at the crisis center, they do an examination, and then they decide whether a case should be open or not. But I was already at the police station opening the case, but they said before it's finalized, I must just go for the examination. She must, and then the police case will be finally open. So I went, and there was an old lady that was a nurse, and she just looked at my child. There was nothing serious. You can't see something from the outside. Sorry, I'm honest. I'm calling a spade here. The people that can't handle it, then must not listen to me on this moment.
Right.
Then the lady, the nurse, was just looking, and she said, "No, she's fine. There's nothing wrong. She's fine." I said, "No, nurse, this is internal. There must be an internal examination." And I couldn't believe what happened there. I'm going to leave some of the detail out because otherwise I'm going to talk too long. Then the police came. I finalized the case. Case was opened. Okay. Now I'm at home. Now a week and a half goes by. I hear nothing from the police. This guy is walking freely around. I don't understand that. Then, firstly, I went to the welfare. Big mistake. But I phoned her and I asked her to please come to my house. And I told the lady of the welfare, the social worker, welfare children of Satan, I told her the whole story, what happened, and I said to her that I please need counseling for my child and myself for how to handle this because I need to make this right. The damage that was done must be now. I must do as a mother what I can. So my daughter even opened up a little bit and told the social worker what he was doing to her. So then she said, okay, they will see what they can do to help us, because I said to her, we need counseling. I want to make this thing right. I want us to get through this. And I want that thing behind bars. And I won't rest before unless that happens. So 2 weeks gone by. I hear nothing. I phoned the welfare. I talked to the same lady. She said to me, no, we did went to the police station. We did went through the case. They are investigating the case. There's nothing that we can do anymore. I said, you're telling me there's nothing you can do anymore. I'm coming to you, telling you the truth, and I'm asking for help and support. And you're telling me this. Then I said, you know what? You, the welfare, are sitting on your fat asses, eating the money of the government and not looking at the welfare of the people in town. And I dropped down the phone.
Wow.
Now you can think. The hate, because this is a personal thing that happened. So after that, I phoned FAMSA, and FAMSA couldn't help me. FAMSA referred me to Childline.
I see.
And Childline, I didn't understand, was an organization. When you phone Childline, that child is in immediate danger and must be immediately removed. I didn't know that. Some of the people explained that to me.
Okay.
So I found Childline, and I talked to the lady. It was an African lady. We had a great conversation indeed. We understood each other. It was a very clear conversation. She was very nice and helpful. And she said she's going to send somebody that same afternoon to come and talk to us and to start the counseling and everything. So I said to her, you know what? I've been to 5 institutions. Actually, with the police, it's the 6th. You are my last hope. There's no more places for me to go, because nobody, it's like everybody is just taking this lightly. Nobody's doing nothing. I can't accept this. She said, they will help me. I said, I'm so furious. I'm so heartbroken for my child's sake and my sake. It feels, now you must listen. My words was, I said the following. I feel that I can buy petrol and pour it over that pedophile and light him.
Wow.
So the lady said to me, no, that won't be necessary. We will send someone still this afternoon. You will be fine. And I said to her, thank you very much.
Now, I have a question for you. I have a question. What is the age of the child?
Yes.
What is the age of the child?
She was 5.
5.
She was
Okay.
5,
and what is the age?
happened,
What is the age of the perpetrator that did something to your 5-year-old girl? What was his age?
38.
38. And how did you meet this perpetrator? I mean, was he a family friend or what?
I've got a friend. It's a male friend. It's a house friend of me and my ex-husband. Me and him were friends for 15 years. Now, it's his sister's child. So he introduced us.
Okay. Now, how about the pediatrician of the 5-year-old? Did you go to your pediatrician to have her examined?
Okay, I was still in the army last year. I've exited the army last year, December, after 25 years of service. I took my child last year to the army doctor, and the army doctor told me that they are not doing this type of onderzoek.
They couldn't send you to a specialist. I know what you're trying to say. For this forensics exam,
No,
they couldn't send you to a specialist.
They didn't even, the army doesn't do it anymore.
Wow.
I said, what?
That is terrible because
everywhere I was. Sorry, Uncle?
I was going to say, everybody that has a medical plan, they have their primary doctor and they have specialist doctor. And if you have children,
Yes.
they all have pediatricians. And so your army doctor was not a pediatrician?
Not here in Potch, but we have got a bigger hospital in Pretoria.
Okay, you
near
need
Johannesburg.
to see a pediatrician that can
it's one
do
of the-
the exam. You see, what's happened is that you're letting the health and welfare nurse or you're letting some other public agency make a determination. That's not who you need to go to. You need to go to a true doctor who is a pediatrician who knows about how to examine children.
I found that out afterwards.
Right. Okay, you
because
found
at
it
that
afterwards.
time,
Yes, I understand.
I was still learning how to deal with this type of situation. When you find yourself in this type of situation, there's no book or manual that guides you.
No,
It's
no, there isn't.
traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did your 5-year-old? What did
then-
your 5-year-old say that happened? Did she explain what the 38-year-old man did?
Okay. I'm going to answer your question in full honesty.
Okay.
She said that he took, nails that you slam in with a hammer in a
Yes.
piece of wood.
Yes.
That nail, he took the back side, not the sharp side, the back side of the nail, the head, and he slowly penetrated her, and then when he takes it out, he was licking it off.
Oh my God, that was. And your daughter described that to you?
A 5-year-old,
I know.
Uncle Bob, cannot think.
Well, they
Things
cannot
like
lie
that
either. A 5-year-old doesn't lie.
A 5-year-old doesn't lie. You are so right.
Uh,
And I raised her. She just became 5 years old when she first gave her heart to Jesus out of her own. After I explained to her how it works, a person should do it, but she must do it out of her own.
Yes.
I got my daughter right. On the age of 5 years old, she gave her heart to Jesus. She came to me herself.
All right.
And said she's now right. She wants to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Then she also said that he urinated on her.
Oh boy. Yeah. Now, is this
Okay,
38? This 38 man, when you made these accusations, the police did nothing.
The police said that they are starting the investigation, and the piece of useless gemors, that's what I call him, he will also be investigated. I said that he must be arrested. Uncle Bob, there was never somebody at his place that questioned him, interrogated him, worked with him. Nobody was at his place. Nobody ever went to him. It felt like I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
Okay? And then he also said a few things that he did with his finger. And every time she tells me something, it feels like there was a piece inside of me that torn apart.
I know it's a very tragic thing, and this guy should be investigated. Have you, did you ever talk to a criminal attorney about this?
you will. Let me carry on with the story. You're
All right.
going to hear it now.
Okay. All right.
So, okay. She told me this. I made the case to police. Then I phoned the welfare. They said they can do nothing. They are investigated at the police station, and then I said, well, you are sitting on your fat asses, eating the money of the government, not looking at the welfare of the people in town. And I put down the phone. That was quarter past 9 in the morning. That was another day, and then when I phoned Childline, it was 9:15 in the morning. 4:30 that afternoon, there was a knock on my door, on my garage door. I went to the front door. There is one policeman, the two ladies of the welfare, and a security guard. They say they are here to come and take my child. Here is the court order. I must open for them.
Now, why are they
Okay?
taking you child? I mean, what was the charges? What did the warrant say?
I asked them. Then the lady told me that Childline, the lady of Childline called the welfare and said that I phoned Childline and I said, I am going to buy petrol and pour it over me and my child and set us on fire and burn us.
Wow.
The lady that helps clean my house on Tuesdays, she was also here that day. She's my golden witness. She knows every single thing that happened in this house that day. So if I'm gonna burn me and my child, then I must burn her too, ne?
Right.
I cannot must let her go. It's absurd. Then I said to them, I'm not letting you in, but that one policeman is working hand in hand with my ex-husband. They do have communication. So that is very dangerous to me. So I let him in. And he sat in the living room, and my daughter was sitting next to me. And I said to my daughter, what did Mama say in the garage when Mama was talking to the lady of the Childline? That Mama said, Mama gonna hurt me and you. She said, no. Mama said, Mama going to put petrol on Louis, and that's all. That's all. She didn't understand even that time that petrol can be lighted and you can burn, because she never saw it before, and I never taught it to her before. She said, Mama said she's gonna buy petrol. She wants to buy petrol and put it over Louis. You know?
Yes, I do.
And the police officer heard that my child said that I didn't say what the welfare is saying. Uncle Bob.
Yes.
My child ran to me, but because now I saw he's standing up, he said, I'm taking your child. I said, no, you're not. I said, Tessa, run to me. She ran to me. I grabbed her. They ripped my child from my body.
Right.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. They took her outside. She was screaming. The security guard someone threw her over his shoulder. Those two little hands that stretching out, Mama, Mama. I don't think I will ever recover from that. But then the first 3 nights, she was sleeping at that policeman's house. That was not right.
No, you're supposed to be in a foster care home. Immediately, yes. Oh, boy.
Immediately. I've got recordings where my child told me she was sleeping at that policeman's house that took her, and he has a wife, only the two of them. And then I said, I was trying now to get information out of her that what happened there, what was the reason whatsoever. And she said to me, no, the woman asked her if she wants police food. Now, what the heck means police food?
Right.
Okay, we still don't know.
Yeah.
I asked her, did he touch you? Did he do anything bad with you? She keeps to her story. He didn't.
Okay.
So today they are totally. What was on 10? On 10. I think it's on 10. Sorry, my friends are here to help me with English. I say it's on 10. You won't. If you don't want to say yes, I said that. You are actually. You don't want to admit. Today, that policeman and the welfare are not admitting that my child was for 3 days at that policeman's house. They say she was never there.
Wow.
Okay?
All right.
So now I saw my child for 3 days a week for an hour. Uncle Bob, later they didn't even had toezeg. What's toezeg in English? They didn't even monitor us. Yeah. There wasn't even a welfare monitor person. We were on our own in the garden, outside with a blanket and sweets and food to eat. We're playing there.
Right.
And when I asked where are the social workers, now they are at the function. I was even working with the keys myself, the back door's keys. When we are finished, when I saw my time is up, we came in, I locked the door, I hang the keys up, I tell the receptionist lady, I hang the keys up. And then the torture starts again, because then she starts screaming and crying. It was hell. 3 days a week, it was hell. To be separated, when I must leave again, back to my house, and they take her back to that house of bloody horrors here in my town. So I got an attorney. Then my first attorney, I wasn't satisfied with. I fired him. I got an attorney from another city that doesn't know nobody here. He is handling my case now. So the time I was starting on your channel, I went through hell, Uncle Bob. It is the feeling that is inside you is totally, it's excruciating. It destroys you. You feel you want to vomit. I don't know. I went through it alone, only with God. It was only me, God, my Bible, and my cell phone, and the 4 walls, because I couldn't stay in my house. I had to move to the garage, because I cannot every day look at the things and everything. So I moved to the garage, and I made a little living place for me here.
Okay.
And I feel safe here, because I miss her too much in the house.
Okay.
So, okay. Now my attorney, he wasn't biting on this story in the beginning. The welfare, oh my gosh. Then the smear campaign started. The false accusations they made against me was horrific. It was something out of any horror movie.
Wow.
I couldn't read it finished, because my heart got so weak that I read it until a certain part, and I stopped. And I found my lawyer, and I said, I was starting to sell things in my house now. I ate 3 times a week because there was no food. I was selling. Listen, remember, I'm not getting a salary now. My mother is supporting me financially, but I was long ago supposed to receive my money from the army after 25 years. That happened now, a week ago, after 10 months.
Wow.
So you can imagine what I went through.
I can.
So I started selling things some else. I even found out where can I amputate a leg for someone that needs a leg for money. Because I will amputate a leg, an arm, an ear, one eye, a kidney, whatever I can cut off and sell to pay my lawyer and win this case, I will do it.
Yes.
But yeah, I can't cut off too much. But I found out even where's the hospital. It was legally done. It is a good hospital. Everything. I was serious about this. So about 2 months ago, for the first time, my lawyer was really on my side.
Good.
My lawyer wasn't really on my side. It was devastating to me. So he's starting to see, as time goes by, what the heck is going on here.
Well, it sounds like, if you could stop for a moment, like I'm not trying to, we only have about 3 minutes left, but I would like to stop at this point. We can continue this another show. That's not a problem. But I would like to emphasize, Crystal Sandoval says, you can get your daughter back, but you have to calm down, not let your emotions take over as well, and start. I don't think it's a lawsuit against them, because your constitutional, your civil rights have been violated. Now, I don't know African law. I don't know how the government in Africa works. I should say Africa. I should say South Africa. Now, South Africa was started by the British, and they brought a lot of British government into South Africa. Now, when you say your African language, what is Africa language? I didn't know that Africa has its own language. I knew that you have tribal languages in English, but what is African?
Is it Afrikaans, boss? Because in South Africa we're talking Afrikaans.
I know, but what is it? Is it English? British English?
No.
Is it?
No. It's not English at all.
Really?
Afrikaans is like, if I say, hello, Uncle Bob, then I say in Afrikaans, hello, Bob.
Okay. So is it like a pidgin? Like Hawaiians will speak a pidgin English. Is it a pidgin English language? Or anyway, that's beside the point. I'm going to learn about African. I'm going to study it, because when I was there, I know I heard it talk about it. I thought it was like a Zulu tribe or a Congo tribe or, Rwanda language or something like that.
No, there's a lot of black languages here. There are Xhosas, there are Zulus, there are Tswanas, South Pedi, there are
okay. All right.
Sotho, Northern Sotho. There are a lot of black tribes.
Right.
Then there are the English people. Then there are the us Afrikaans people.
Right. Now, is this government that should, in your town, is the government you're dealing with a African government or a white British government?
No, it is a black government.
Okay.
But they're talking English.
Right. They talk English and they do that. Now, have you thought about talking to your councilman or your mayor or anybody in charge of the government? Have you talked to them?
Uncle Bob, my last option, I was heading for the parliament.
Okay.
Remember I told that?
Yes, I do.
I was going to go every morning asking to go to see the president.
Right.
Until they will let me. Because because I will not give up. I will not.
No,
give
you
up.
don't have to
Never
give
give
up.
on
No,
myself.
no. But sometimes,
So just all of a sudden,
yeah,
sorry?
no,
Just all of a sudden, now, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we went to the court case, the sixth court case, and the judge decided that she's reuniting this mother and child. It was like, it felt like I was levitating.
okay.
So we won the case. We won the case. I won the case. That's why I sound so good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have sounded so good today as I was speaking. Because I was crying non-stop. So we won the case. My child is coming back. But she's coming back now only on the 14th of January.
Okay.
Because the court is now going on leave and blah, blah, blah.
Right. I know that. They get a lot of days off. They make it sound like they work hard for the people, but they definitely get a lot of free time and a lot of money they do there. I have to end the show because right now it's 9 o'clock. It's after 9 o'clock. Actually, it's 15 minutes past. So I let it go a little bit longer. Leica, I want you to think about continuing the story where you left off at, because you are a super person, and it's wrong for any society, anybody in any country, any part of the world to take advantage of other people. They do it, and it's so sad. Their own kind will take advantage of their own kind. It's a terrible existence. They hear a society, they all have the same color, but they take advantage of each other. And so I think what you need to do is you need to work with an attorney. That's definitely the best thing to do with. And you have an attorney that is on your side. It's really good. Now, good morning, Margaret King. I'm going to be ending my show. You're an hour late. I start on Sunday, 8 o'clock. And I don't think it's French, Crystal. That's not the language in Africa. It's not French. They told me the same thing, Crystal says. Okay. They told me the same thing to get to be on leave. Yeah, I understand. What I'm going to do to you all that have called into this room, I want to thank, first of all, Leica, who called at her expense, her dime, her money, to make this call from South Africa to share what she's going through, a terrible incident where a young child of 5 was manipulated or handled inappropriately by a man of 38. And she had a hard time convincing anybody. And then stories got spread around and got twisted where they took away her child. She is going to get back her child. So thank you, Leica. Thank you, Krista Sandoval. Thank you, Amanda. Let's see who else we've had come in here in this room here. I don't want to forget anybody because you all are part of my family. Thank you, Siva Sheriff. I don't know where you're from, but you're a new person, but thank you there. And I want to thank Margaret, who came in late. Thank you. And I'll see you all tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the United States. I'm on the West Coast of California. So that's my time zone there. And so I know it's really early in the morning for you, right, Leica?
No, that's not a problem for me. I'm not working currently. So if you want me to phone in, I think it's 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah, I know. I know it's early because when I traveled there in all my 25 trips to Africa, I had found out the difference from California to there was always early morning the next day. So, I am appreciative. But all I want you all to do is, again, happy holidays. God bless you all. Keep fighting for your children. I'll be on again tonight. And I'll be on every day, including Christmas Eve. And I'll be on here New Year's Eve and everything. So I'm here for you. I'm here to help you and listen, and you can share your story. Anybody from anybody in the world can share their story on my podcast. So God bless you, and I will see you tonight. And right after I leave, there'll be a brief message from my attorney. This is Bob.
Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Faith, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.